The upcoming new league, Secrets of the Atlas, introducing 3 new Pinnacle bosses. Explosive Trap Trickster could be a very good choice because one of the strongest early bossing build and scales very well into the late game. Also, it could be very tanky even in league starter settings. What's up guys, Pidget here. Explosive Trap. You will throw traps and this will explode many times. All the explosion can hit the same enemy. This is where our DPS is coming from and the number of the traps. When you look at the path of building, you can set how many explosions hitting the target. As always, I'm set it to average explosions because most of the enemy has a small hitbox. With the new league, sadly, we got a little nerf to Trickster. Polymath got reduced from 3% to 2%. Currently, this build has 8 different mastery allocated, so in our case, we're losing around 8% of our damage, which is more than fine in my opinion. Also, they changed the escape artist as well. We will get less energy shield from the evasion on the body armor. This change is not very noticeable because I was not scaling that much from evasion. Even late game PoE doesn't have any problems with this change. Explosive Trap of Sharpnel is a decent option for clear, but signal target is way less than the normal variant. Also, the way I was using support gems, you would need to change free gem in your build just for bosses, which is I think little annoying. So this choice is up to you. Let's start with the leveling, how you can level up your character, how you can progress your character in the early game, in the mid game, and also in the late game as well. So let's start with the passive tree, the leveling passive tree as well. So guys, as always, you can just click here in this menu and you can select your corresponding levels to your character. I want to mention a few important things. So early on, I would suggest to you take all of the damage nodes first and then you can take the life nodes. So this should be like your first few level, okay? So like damage and then taking the blood siphon. And then after, as you can see here, we starting pathing there because in the next level you will see, the next section you will see, here we getting more trap damage, trap throwing speed, you know, and also a little bit more tankiness here. That is very nice, and also it's helping you to get strength as well because, you know, Shadow doesn't getting too much strength early on. And then you will completing your first lab and also starting taking big damage nodes just like here, you know, the elemental mastery, 3% chance for hits deal to 300 physical damage is extra damage of a random element. This is very strong because explosive trap is a physical based trap, right? That is converting the damage to fire. So this is, as you can see right now, like around like 6% damage, but when you proccing this mastery, you will noticing it because it will hit like a track. And then, you know, if you starting taking crits and, you know, you was taking earlier the assassination and you starting taking the trap nodes here, and also this is the time when you completing your first lab and you will take one step ahead. It will increase your action speed by 8%, which is very nice, especially early on, you know. And also you cannot be freeze anymore and also chilled anymore, so this is a very good addition for the early game. And also you will attack faster, throw traps faster. I mentioned the attack speed because you will using, if you want, obviously, if you want, the shield charge, which is kinda nice by the way with this build. So you reaching level 48 and this is the time when you just traveling literally, so you're not taking too much stuff here because the explosive trap will scale very big time. And also this point you can get technically Nikata's lantern as well, but more about this later. And then the second lab, guys, so this is the next big milestone because your second lab and also you starting taking more reservation to the build, more life, and you can see here the masteries as well quickly taking, so you will increasing your damage very big time. And also your second leg will be the polymath, and once again guys, this got reduced from 3% to 2%. It's not a big deal, so don't worry about this small nerf there. And then we reaching the third big milestone. So once again, you can see here the tree is developing even further, and then you taking crit nodes here, your suppression here, suppression as well there. So technically you will have very close to 100% suppression. And if you not find gear with suppression, you can just take the chains to suppress spell damage is lucky, spell suppression mastery. It will help you till you capping your suppression. And then this is once again, this is when you completing your lab, and now you have the full damage completely, and you will take here the Swift Killer, +2 frenzy charges, and also 200% increased charge duration, which is very, very nice because once again, we will use Enduring Cry for this build, and when you're using your Warcry, it will have a 20-second long duration, and you can keep up that one very, very easily, even in mapping settings if you want. But on bosses, you will need to use, I would say, because it will give you life regen, and endurance charges is very, very nice. And then you basically done with the game, and you completing your Uber Lab, and you will taking the Escape Artist, which is got nerfed a little bit, so you will getting a little bit less energy shield than this that you see here. But this build is not scared from this node at all. So that was the Enfilades Trickster. This is not scared at all. So I was taking early on the melding, right? So I was taking the melding, and I was taking here the Javel Socket. But right now I dropped that zone because I was feel like, I had enough Tankiness, and I changed my body armor to Lightning Coil, right? Lightning Coil will take care of your physical damage mitigation very, very easily. So you can basically cheese a little bit from effective HP and get damage here. So you're taking this wheel, right? So you will getting extra cold damage, and also you will convert your physical damage to cold, so you can just use the elemental weakness, because before you was using the flammability or assassin mark. Okay, but now you will using the elemental weakness and assassin mark, because we're taking the Whisper of Doom. This is how you can have 2 cures in this build. And that's about the leveling at all. So let's take a quick look on the items, guys. So the items, once again, guys, Nikata Lantern. I think since I playing Explosive Trap, I most of the time was recommending this item. This is a very, very nice item, especially if you can get around that level. This is around like 5 KS in the first day, which is, I know it's kind of expensive, but guys, this will keep up till like red tier. Even you can just complete red tier maps with this weapon. So this is a very, very nice, investment, especially because this is requires level 41. And the other unique item I was talking about earlier, Lightning Coil. So once again, guys, Lightning Coil is a very, very strong item, and this will grant you 50% of physical damage from hits taken as lightning damage, which is helping mitigate your physical damage problems. So if I just, using this one, for example, you can see here how much my physical mox hit going down, right? And I think this is so much better if you have this one, because most of the time, as you can see, the physical damage is more dangerous than the elemental damage, right? So this is helping you, and also countering the minus lightning resistance is very, very easy. Now, about other items is just random rare items, guys, so not really a biggie. Also, I just want to mention, as soon as possible you can get a diamond flask, use it. So technically you don't need to use it while you just running through acts and so on, but on bosses I would recommend at least using it, and obviously later this will getting automated. Now let's talk about the nodes, guys. So there is leveling. There is a few problems that you can encounter with this build, and that is most of the time the mana, because they changed so many things with the mana in the last couple of leagues. So I'm sorry, you will need to use Mana Flask, you can see here, and there is a very, very nice option very, very early, around like 22. You can use the Proxys Unique Ring, for example, Life Tap, because you will use Vitality in your links early on. So you can maybe get away with this one as well. And also take the Life Mastery to convert 50% of the cost to life. So this is also helping. And also, Watcher Eye mod, but this is like a later game, right? So not early game. And you can get later minus mana cost crafts on your ring with which will help, by the way, very big time, and it will solve your problems very easy. And once again, if you missed it, the ascendancy order here, a little note about explosive trap of sharpnel and the other stuff, and also weapon progression, guys. So very, I would say, important, because this could make your leveling experience so much better. Getting Nikata Lantern around level 41, right? Then you can use this very cheap unique item. This is, if you don't know, guys, I'm talking about this one, few alchemy, one alchemy, two alchemy in the first even few hours in the league, which is very nice to help. This will carry you tier maps very easily, and also you can get after that Nikata Lantern, and then you can start looking for your rare weapons, and also items stat priority here, and a little crafting section for your scepter if you have money later on. And now let's talk about the links, guys. So once again, we're using explosive trap and mine damage, concentrated effect, swift assembly, charge traps, and inspiration. Why you just clearing maps and clearing acts, you dropping concentrated effect to increased aura effect, and dropping the swift assembly to getting increased aura and cluster traps combo. So this will single target, but it will give you a very huge clear. But once again, you can use explosive trap of sharpnel instead, and you will have much better coverage than explosive trap, but it will be more annoying because also you need to run a labyrinth for the transfigured version of the explosive trap. And or auras, so we're using summon skitterbots, grace, and herald of ash. Okay, so you can take these ones, and summon skitterbots is a very early level increase damage. This is very nice. Herald of ash is the same, so literally you can just take these two early on and it will help you big time. And later, when you getting more reservation, you can add grace to your setup. And we will use bear trap. This is increasing the damage the targets take from your traps, and this is the curse setup and movement skill setup. So we were using elemental weakness, but if you did not allocate it yet, the convert to cold damage, you need to use flammability. Okay, flammability here. Okay, so I will leave this one here. And so elemental weakness, arcanist brand, and assassin mark. So technically you can drop down the arcanist brand right now, and you just self-casting the mark and the elemental weakness or familiarity on the target when you allocated Whisper of Doom. But so you will see why I'm using Arcanist brand in a second. And the other option, as always, guys, shield charge. This will make you very fast, because we have how much we have 7 frenzy charges, guys. We were attacking and shield charging very fast. And once again, guys, we're using Enduring Cry urgent orders, so this is why I can tick this endurance charges here, which is very big. And also don't forget, we have charge durations, so the uptime on the charge endurance charges is basically 100%. And we're using clarity here, and I would say it's up to you how big is the level of this one. So I leave right now on 50, because technically this can solve your money issues, but also you can get on the amulet, on your rings, even on your weapon later on, mono regen stuff. So like increased mono regen, because this is, you can see here, if you're just getting like 60%, it will immediately fix your mono regen problems. So keep eye on this one early on, and also in the mid game and maybe late game as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, about my explosive trap trickster league starter. And I improved the build since last you see this build, and it got changed. And also I was literally not played in the last 2 leagues, right? I mean, yeah, last 2 leagues. So but it's still a very solid choice, and also very satisfying, especially when you blowing up every single enemy in the game, and also very cheap to build as well. So I'm very satisfied with this build. And also maybe I will start with that. I'm not decided yet. There will be more league starters coming up in the next few days, guys. And also I have a new build idea as well that I need to work on. So yeah, there is so many things going on in the background. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidgeot2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidgeot. See you next time.